watched a lady have a meltdown over McDonald's monopoly. Not sure if this belongs here since this woman's behavior didn't directly link to her child, but she was entitled and a parent, so here goes. For those who don't know, today is the final day of McDonald's monopoly in England, unsure about the status in the rest of the UK world. Since it's coming to a close, they've not restocked the containers that have the stickers. So for the last week or so, there was a chance you'd get normal containers instead of the monopoly ones if the location ran out. Before anyone judges, I occasionally get a hot drink before work and it's the only thing open that early. I don't eat fast food that often. Today, I finished early and decided to treat myself to some nuggets. When I sat down with my food, I noticed a woman having an argument with a worker, whilst her teenage son looked mortified. She was loudly and rudely, but not yet quite the level of a full Karen, telling the worker that she'd ruined her day and her son's. They were discriminating against them. The McDonald's was awful and that she would never return. What was the problem? The meals that she and her son got had no stickers. The worker then got who I assumed was the manager, who very politely told the lady that, as it was the last day, they've run out of the stickers and aren't getting in anymore. The lady then pointed at me and said, "She has stickers. Why did she get stickers and I didn't?" The manager looked at my table, as I pretended to be minding my own business, and back at the lady, and said that maybe it was because I had a large meal and she got mediums. So there might have been some large containers with stickers left, but no mediums. This set the lady off even more, who just kept loudly complaining that it wasn't fair, that they probably did it on purpose. They were trying to scam people into spending more money on their food with the promise of stickers. She's having a hard time. The stickers were meant to cheer her up. They only came for the stickers. She's going to leave a review, etc., etc. The manager apologized and left. But the lady kept loudly complaining to her son as if the workers had personally conspired against her. Her poor son was trying to calm her down and defend the staff, but she ranted for a good 5 minutes. At this point, she'd already finished her meal. But she just wanted to stay and complain to anyone who would listen whilst her son was trying to get her to leave. While she was still ranting as if the workers had desecrated her mother's grave, the manager came back to her table and handed her 2 empty large cups with stickers on them. The manager apologized for the inconvenience and said she had personality looked for containers with stickers to make up for the lady being upset and that these were some of the last ones they had. It was like she flipped a switch. The lady became so friendly and polite, thanked the manager for getting her the cups and told her she'd made her day. At no point did she apologize for insulting the other workers, shouting at people, or making a scene in general. As the manager walked away, the lady smugly told her son, "See? This is what you get if you stand up for yourself." Her son just silently nodded. He looked like he wanted to disappear. She then peeled off the stickers and let out the most dramatic gasp and shout of joy I've heard outside of TV. She won! What did she win? A hash brown look? I won a free hash brown. She waved her little sticker in front of her son, who looked even more embarrassed, as if she'd won the jackpot. This is why we came. It was all worth it. They left shortly afterwards, and I finished my meal in peace. I get being disappointed. I also think the Monopoly game is fun. But berating workers over something they have no control over and trying to embarrass them when they're literally just doing their job is insane. Hopefully her son has more manners.